They'll pay them not to kill you. Cities are trying to adopt a program in Richmond, California, where criminals are paid not to commit crime. I'm serious. This is for real. I wish I had dreamt it, but I didn't. One thug earns $1,000 a month to stay out of trouble. At least twice suspected killers have been in the same program. City leaders say this has cut their homicide rate, and now Miami, Toledo, and D.C. are thinking of copying this crud. But hey, I'm thinking there must be a better way to spend your tax dollars to fight crime, like maybe more cops, better wages for cops, and yes, more prisons. How much you want to bet the people behind paying thugs think mass incarceration is somehow evil? But if prisons are so bad, why do we freak out when an inmate escapes? Why have a manhunt? Run free, little guy. Fact is, incarceration helped dramatically reduce violent crime since the 1990s, so much so people are now questioning its value. That's the curse of success. When something works, you think you don't need it anymore. Our generation didn't get the measles. Hooray, no more measles vaccines. That's how we are now with prisons. So instead, let's pay them off instead of locking them up. And while you're at it, pay me not to bite my nails, and Dana not to bring up Jasper. Heck, I pay someone never to hear this again.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids.
Aw, it's kind of cute.
No, it isn't. In fact, why not pay all of us not to do stuff that bugs you? It's just so much easier than policing, especially when you are footing the bill. All right, prosecutor Gutfeld.
Horrible idea. Horrible idea.
I wasn't. You didn't even know what I was going to ask you.
It has
I was going to ask you about Cars for Kids.
I
you
love
think it's a
Cars
horrible
for Kids. You already know that. We talked about it in the green room. And
All right. So why is it bad? They say it's lowering homicide rates. Is that true?
No, I don't believe this at all. I think this is crazy. It's criminal welfare. Like, what do you do?
It is criminal welfare.
That's it. Like, stun gun them, put them in jail, 3 strikes, stop and frisk. These things work. Incarceration for violent criminal recidivists, that's a message. And it also has a deterrent effect. So I don't understand this mentality at all. It goes along with, if we'd only just push ISIS right along to the job fair, they would stop beheading and crucifying people.
You know, Dana, your last name's Perino. Is this no different than, like, a protection racket? You pay criminals not to hurt you?
I was just thinking that. I was also wondering about, like, so all of the parents that raise children to be law-abiding citizens, they don't get any money?
Yeah.
Why do all the bad people get money?
I don't know.
Yeah, talk about angry white people.
Yeah.
Why that's
pays to be bad.
Problem. Yeah. The other thing is that the broken windows theory. We're going to talk about Juan's book in the next block. But one of the things is that absolutely worked, and it wasn't just about murder. That was about from the beginning to the end, like how to prevent crime from start to finish. That is not something that they're actually starting at the finish line with paying criminals.
Juan's
a little sleepy today.
No, I'm not. I'm listening, and I was thinking, you know, angry white men, what was that comment about?
No, I didn't mean that in a racial way.
Oh. But anyway.
It was a callback.
It was a callback.
It was a callback to an earlier segment.
So here's what I was
Remember the segment we did in the
I personally find this crazy, right? And not only do I find it crazy, they're trying it in my hometown, where I live, Washington, D.C. So the police chief says, there's no evidence this works. And the mayor is not behind it, but the city council says, yeah, go for it. Now, why is that? Because we've seen, and I think many American cities have seen, a rise in murders in the last year or so. Violent crimes at a really low level, but we've seen this rise. So the question is, why don't they put money into schools, job training, things that we know actually work? I think this is, I agree with you. I don't like
rewarding bad behavior.
Eric, what do you think?
You know, I'm the only one at the table. I like this idea with a caveat, though. Okay, so you want to pay them $1,000 a month,
roughly, or something, yeah.
If you don't murder someone, that you continue to get $1,000. I say give it to them, but they have to sign. These people have to sign their appeals rights away. So if you get convicted of a homicide or a rape, that's it. You're done. Whatever the conviction is, it stands, and you don't get to go through the appeals process, which costs us billions upon billions of dollars a year.
But why do they get to commit crimes? Why do they get to be a plague in the
No, you're selling your appeals. You're selling your appeals right for the $1,000 a month.
So.
You know, it's a give and a take.
Why don't you just convict them, put them away? Then you don't have to pay them anything. Give them a bologna sandwich.
That's not the law. They get the right to appeal.
That's what it costs you to put them away. It costs like $30,000 a year.
But like some cities have saved money on doing innovative things. Like Salt Lake City pays the rent for homeless people that they find that are not willing to go into a shelter, but if they find that they can actually get them into a home, they can actually get a productive life. So they've actually felt like they've saved money with that program.
Right.
I mean, maybe this follows on to that theory.
Let's pay people not to do drugs, or smoke cigarettes.
You can be on death row, I think on average, 18 years before they administer justice.
Yeah.
Well, sign that away. If you want this $1,000 a month, sign it away.
All right.